And this week, under the graceful arches with the fruit bat colony just close by, excuse the noise, we're here with the fabulous Lamborghini Urus.
Lamborghini Urus, but it's also an Audi SQ8.
Oh, well, can't it make up its mind?
Well, it's not that much difference.
Oh. Audi SQ8. This is a really distinctive car, David. Is this a distinctive car?
Well, it's not your usual family boxy SUV with a big bull nose.
But it is still an SUV, and it's fairly high up. In fact, hang on a sec. I noticed this before. When I opened the door, by the way, I've got the key in my pocket, so it unlocked itself. Look, the top of the door comes up almost to the top of my ribs. I think that's just astounding. I think that that front arrangement of LED matrix headlights looks absolutely stunning. It looks like sort of claws over the top with this, the washer and the lights and the grille, Dave. What do you think of the grille? It comes up to almost your hip. But we've got a couple of radar domes here for radar cruise control and various other sensors that this car's got to keep you safe. Audi have literally thrown everything. They've gone into their dressing up box to see what can be done with it, and I don't think they've left a thing inside. As if the car didn't have big enough wheels, 22-inch worth of wheels. These are the optional wheels with 5 spokes, David.
Yeah, that's the ones that are coloured dark there, but it also has, as you say, the V-shapes spokes.
Wouldn't that make 15 spokes?
Correct. 3 5s.
Perhaps I spoke out of turn. We move along to some piano black trim. Now, the problem I've got with piano black trim is if it gets a little dirty like this car has, it's got a little bit of dust on it and then a light shower, and the whole thing's turned turtle. It looks absolutely awful.
I was going to note that it's rather dirty for you, Alan.
I get dirty, David.
It looks fantastic when
You're going to let that roll, are you?
I don't feel I have to reinforce the obvious.
Vicious. He's being very vicious today. But we move along and we come to the little divots here on all 4 windows, 4 doors I should say, that when you press it, it locks the doors, including the rear tailgate. Put your hand inside and pull gently, and pull gently, and pull gently, and it opens.
Foolproof.
Eventually. The other thing that you'll notice is there's a very big frameless window. Very big frameless window. The back is also frameless. David?
But it continues this line down, and it's kept it relatively, it's long because it's a good sized vehicle, but it keeps a low line by having a high door,
and it makes a good mirror. It's different, it's unusual. Let's go around the back. And around the back, the roof is kind of gracefully swept down to this quite markedly sloping window to give it that coupe look. And David, if you would demonstrate the electric tailgate, it opens gracefully, and these taillights I think also look brilliant. There is a spare tyre here under the floor, but it is a thin space saver spare tyre. Up here on the back, of course, there are buttons to just either close or close and lock, so long as the key, as it is in my case, is secreted about your person.
Okay, I'll take your word for that.
If you would like to demonstrate, David, the lock, this will go down and lock.
Oh, and it flashed the lights at us.
Yes, well, it would flash the lights because that's how it lets you know that your car's locked, and also the mirrors fold. At the top of the centre, we've got vents for a start going right the way. I'm just going to turn that down. I'm going to turn that all the way down. Those are your climate controls. In there also are the buttons for the seat controls. And if you'll notice up here, there's a model of the seat itself. It can put the squab in and out. If you press the top button, that's the side bolsters. It can give you nice warm hugs. If we press the camera button, we can get excellent views around the car. If we press this button, we can change our views. Look at that.
The quality of the picture here, you know, you could pick the leaf on that tree.
Yeah. Well, have a look at this though. I can swing it around, David.
Oh.
And we've known a few swingers in our time, but none of them could do this. Eh? We've also got drive modes in automatic at the moment, but I've got a choice of efficiency, comfort, dynamic, and individual. And individual, I can save my own personal settings. David, you could save your own personal settings as well.
Which could be quite different from yours.
Listen to that. Hey? This beautiful, rich, deep, ballsy V8. David, don't you think that V8 sounds like a petrol V8?
Well, I was going to say, that is not your typical clattering diesel sound.
Audi claims that this thing will get 7.8 litres per 100 kilometres on average. At highway speeds, it's getting even less. I mean, that's crazy for a car that gets you, this bigger car that gets you to 100 in just 4.8 seconds. The other thing too is I've got a full digital driver's screen in front of me. That's augmented by a full heads-up display that's being projected on the windscreen just in front of me. The thing that I noticed is that this is an 8-speed automatic as opposed to a DSG.
Wonderfully smooth. I wouldn't know what gear you're in.
No.
And I actually wouldn't know when you're changing.
But I can see what gear I'm in up here on the dashboard, as told. So to let you in on that little secret, this little industry secret, and that is that Audi, Volkswagen, Porsche, Lamborghini, Ducati, Seat, if I left any out, Skoda,
Bentley.
and Bentley are all part of the Volkswagen group. So they went on this buying spree a number of years ago.
Yep.
What it means is the Lamborghini, the SQ8, Bentley Bentayga are all on the same platform with very similar bits and parts underneath their skin.
We're now turning on to the old Razorback Road, the very old Razorback Road.
It's very tight, Ben. It's tight like me, David. I tell you what, we're on a very, very bumpy road, and this is an extremely good road. We've been over this road in some quite posh cars, and I think I can safely say this is the best ride we've had.
Now that it's, we're now probably in a little bit more rougher.
Wonder if I select my drive select, if I select comfort. Has that made a difference? Oh, I think it's made a difference.
This has the extra package of an adaptive suspension, doesn't it?
I do. I like a big package.
Just around the corner here, it goes to the
We're going to
bitumen.
stop so that someone reliable with the microphone will be able to take over.
Indeed.
Not mentioning any names.
The nice thing about this is that if you leave your phone charging and
It
you
tells
get
you.
out, it tells you,
So,
which I quite like. Oh, it's light, isn't it? It's easy to drive.
well, on the basis of 2.5 meters, I think that's a very brave claim. Steady on there, Nicky. I'll put you off.
I've just been causing this last guy a little bit of angst.
Well, you're causing me angst too. That didn't seem to bloody worry you.
No, that doesn't matter.
So
An
what I like-
electric adjustable
Steering wheel, yeah. So one of the things that does is that when you turn the car off, the steering wheel slides down and away, and the front seat slides back. So better hope there's no one with long legs sitting behind you. It's still in the car.
But the thing is, it's only a 5-seater. The Q7, which is a smaller number than this Q8, is in fact a more bigger car slightly, and therefore has room for the 3 rows of seats.
As I am wont to point out as often to whomever will listen, that those cars...
That narrows the field.
You're being a real bitch today, aren't you? He's vicious. You've got to make sure that he's fed regularly, or he gets snappy, like a terrier. His heels, his teeth. The number of people that you can fit in a 7-seater is not 7, unless the rear people are somehow vertically challenged. We have been in some jolly expensive long wheelbase cars, Jaguar XJ, the BMW 7 Series, the Lexus LS. This is around the same price as those. Has the advantage of SUV space in the back. Here's the question, what do you buy? If you had to buy one of those, say, which would you buy?
Oh, I go for practicality. I'd rent a sports car for an occasional drive, but...
So you heard it here first, David likes rent cars. Cars! I said rent car. David, they're being absolutely vile. How were those corners?
Oh, look, it's just sitting comfortably on the road.
By God, it's a buxom lassie that handles like a... Excuse me, I haven't finished yet. It's a buxom lassie that handles like a thoroughbred.
I'm sorry, Alan, I nearly interrupted you.
Oh, excuse me, David, I do hate to talk while you're interrupting me. A few final words, David.
Oh, it's very much a complete package for a price. It's
200 grand with these options.
Oh, yeah, look, there's no question that it's got $31,000 worth of extras on it. This is not for the faint-hearted or the cheapskate.
Look, I've just got one complaint, and that is I've got always the same complaint about the piano black, and that is no matter what you do, it looks dirty because it's always got dust and fuzz and muck on it, and the screen part of it, which also looks like piano black, is full of fingerprints.
Yeah.
That's it. That is all this week from David and I, and from the fabulous Lamborghini Uranus.
Urus, Lamborghini, but this is an Audi.
Audi SQ8. It is absolutely magnificent, David. This car is a peach. It feels solid. It is beautiful, but it's very expensive, and we've got $2,000 worth of extras. I mean, that's a lot of enchiladas.
31, but that's still very
31.
bad.
A lot of enchiladas.
Plus off-roads, plus on-roads.
On-roads.
That if you add to it,
That's a lot.
that's a lot of money.
But as always, if you've liked the film, leave a comment. Hit
Like?
and over... Oh,
Yes,
up there
a
on the train.
That's the alternate form of transport.
For subscribing. Oh, and it's good night from me.
That's a good night from him.